Fleming, who has been living with her young daughter in a hotel room for the past 9 months, and who has been told by Dublin City Council that she could face 2 years in emergency accommodation. Erica, tell us about your day-to-day life. What are your circumstances like?
We're in a hotel. We've been there, as I say, for 10 months, and we're facing another 18 months. So every day is hard. Every day is hard. And as the time goes on, the days get longer, you know. We just want it to end.
And your daughter's 9 years old.
She is,
She goes to school. She's on her holidays at the moment.
Yeah.
But it must be difficult to keep the realities away from a child of 9 years old.
Yeah, you can't. And at the moment, the reality has set in for her. So, because obviously I have been speaking about it so much, that she feels nobody is listening. There's no change coming. There's no solutions, you know. The government keep talking and talking and talking, but nothing is happening, you know. So she's losing hope, and she's losing hope fast, you know.
And how did you end up in the hotel room? How did it come to pass?
Because of the rent allowance, right? So last year, rent allowance decreased, and the rents were rising. But also, in June of last year, Joan Burton, she cut the lone parents to anyone that was that had a child that was over 7. So that contributed, because that took money out of people's homes. Do you know what I mean?
And how did it affect? By how much did it affect
Also,
you? Week on week?
by per week it was €60. So Emily is 9, and because she's over 7, obviously. €60 per week or €240 per month. Like, that's a massive drop in income.
You had been renting, and then you found yourself facing higher rents.
Yeah.
Your income was reduced.
Yeah, and like, so we were just being cut. Like, so the most vulnerable, as far as I'm concerned, the lone parents, the people on low incomes, were like been hammered from every direction. So we had nowhere to turn.
And when you first went into that hotel room, what did you genuinely expect would happen next? How long did you think we would be there?
Well, when I first presented Homeless to Dublin City Council, they had said that would be 6 to 8 months. So I had anticipated that we would be 6 to 8 months homeless.
And it's been 9 months already.
Just, yeah, nearly 10 months, and they're telling me another 18 months. So that's a big difference from 6 to 8 months, you know what I mean?
And how do you plan for 18 months in the hotel? What does that do to you when you have to think about it?
Honestly, I try not to. I try to keep very busy and to try and be proactive on the situation, and to try and get the government to change their plans, because I can't face another 18 months of this. I really can't. I mean, it's very, very hard. The days, I can't even explain to you how long the days are, and how it affects your mental health. It has to, you know what I mean? Because you start to lose hope, and everybody needs hope, but that's been taken away.
I don't know how much attention you've been paying to what goes on down at government buildings these days, all the talking that goes on. How does that make you feel to see the fact that we still don't have a government so many weeks out after an election?
It's not surprising. It's not surprising. It's very annoying. It makes me angry, because we are in the country. Homeless people need them to get their act together, get their finger out, cut the red tape, and solve this housing crisis. Whether it be that they need to go to the EU and get funding, but according to Minister Alan Kelly, he says that the funding is there, that the money is there. But sure, then they're not doing anything with that money, obviously, because they just keep throwing us all into hotels.
In practical terms, what could a minister do for you right now that might get you out of that hotel?
Open up the boarded up properties that's around Dublin, around the whole nation, sorry, because the council owns these properties. They're called voids. They're boarded up, right? They're not even opening these places up to get families in. That should be the first thing. Rent allowance is the second thing. They need to up the rent allowance to match the market rents. I mean, people can't pull money from the sky. It's just that simple. They need to be kept in their homes. They need to keep people from becoming homeless while opening up the boarded up properties. And then, while that's happening, they need to start building on land that they own.
I believe you wrote a letter to President Higgins not so long ago.
I did.
What did he say?
He wrote, well, the secretary wrote back saying that the president just, you know, although he sympathises with the situation, he can't do anything, and then just referred me back to Dublin City Council, which is an okay response. I mean, I was glad I got any kind of response, to be totally honest with you. But once again, I felt like we weren't being heard. Once again, it was a door closed because the council weren't listening, TDs weren't listening, the government wasn't listening, you know, the president wasn't listening. So it just seemed like anywhere I was going, trying to get help, no one was willing to help us, you know.
Okay, Erica, thanks very much for coming in to us tonight, and hopefully your situation will be sorted soon.
Thanks very much. Well, thank you.